There was a time I used to say, girl, I need you, but who is sorry now? You got a way of making me feel so sorry. I found out right away. Don't you come back, baby, and I love you. Don't you get in my way. Chapter 10, Smoke and Mirrors. Ignore that. I was testing my voice. And yep, it's leaving. So, yay. You're standing in a strange space, devoid of color, having just been pulled through a gold mirror. Other mirrors are scattered about, their reflections dim. A giant shadow creature towers over you, blocking your only escape route. Hello. It's gonna kill me! What the? Smoke billows out of the monster's mouth as it barrels directly at you. You barely manage to leap out of the way, falling to the ground. The monster lunges at you, but just before its claws rake over you, there's a flash of light. That's enough. Professor Swan strides across the ground, hand raised and glowing with a bright light. The creature shields its eyes with an arm, stumbling back, and you scramble to your feet. Professor, how did you... The mirror dimension was calling to me. I knew you must have been in danger. You need to get out of here. Now. Right on it. Right. On it. The monster roars and takes a massive leap forward, heading right for you. You roll across the ground and hide behind a tree. The monster slams into the ground where you once were, its head whipping around to find you. Too close. The monster snarls and sniffs, moving around the tree. Professor Swan launches another beam of light at it. You get away from him. The creature recoils, leaping back with a pained hiss. Drew that mirror, quickly. You turn and run. You look back to see the monster raise a massive clawed hand. A swirling ball of energy appears in it, kicking up a whirlwind that pulls Professor Swan closer. The monster launches the vortex at her. It slams into her and swallows her in darkness. You see her face for one last second before she disappears. No! The vortex closes, and Professor Swan is gone. The monster turns back to you, its eyes narrowing. Crap. You break into a sprint, heading straight at the mirror Professor Swan pointed out. The monster takes off after you, quickly gaining speed. As soon as you're close to it, you leap through the portal and crash into Professor Swan's office. Come on. You knock over a pile of books and a few potion bottles as you struggle to move through the clutter, racing for the door. Are you alright? I heard someone shouting. A student peeks into the room, her eyebrows knit together in confusion. Move! We gotta get out of here. What are you... As she speaks, the monster's massive arm bursts out of the mirror. It flails wildly, grabbing the armchair and tossing it to the side. Ah! Run! The student steps forward, her hands glowing with flames as she slings a fireball at the creature's arm. That should slow it down. The fireball sinks into the shadows as though absorbed by them. Or not. The monster's hand lurches, slamming into the student and drawing her across the room. As she crashes into the wall, books come showering down. Are you okay? No, I just wanted some career advice. Now I'm fighting an invincible shadow arm. I'm not okay. The hand whips back to you, latching onto your leg and pulling you toward the mirror. The student struggles to her feet, stumbling toward you. You reach out and grab the candelabra near Professor Swan's desk. You bash against the monster's hand, but it just bounces off. Crap. What is this thing made of? As the student speaks, the monster's claws dig deeper into your leg, breaking the skin. Yay. We didn't get that far into it before my voice officially broke. That's nice. The student's hands glow again, and the surface of the mirror bubbles and stretches. Just a little more. The monster's face bursts into the mirror. The roar shakes the room, and the student's eyes go wide before her whole body crumples. She slumps to the ground unconscious. And she fainted. The monster turns back to you, narrows his eyes, and gives you a yank on your leg, pulling you back into the mirror dimension. As your vision returns, the monster tosses you away from the mirror. You land with a splash in a pool of water. You get shakily to your feet, noticing that your surroundings seem backwards, a mirror of what they were before. What's with this place? The ground shakes as the monster begins stalking towards you. I can't outrun this thing. I have to fight it. In tune with your thoughts, Loomis materializes at your side, sending a ripple through the water. He puffs his feathers out, facing the monster head on. Across the way, the monster flexes clawed fingers. When it sees Loomis, it hisses. The monster charges straight for you, and you and Loomis barely leap out of the way in time. The monster collides with the mirrors scattered throughout the room. Bits of metal and broken glass showered down and clattered against the ground. Got any idea, Loomis? Huh? Loomis nudges your leg, looking at a mirror across the way. You follow his gaze and spot a shimmering sword sticking right at the center. I bet that can do some serious damage. But again, is it going to be easy? The monster blocks your path to the sword, but there's a gap for you to race through, right between his legs. Yeah, we're on the same page. Take the mirror dimension sword to gain an advantage in the fight, and against other dangers that come your way. Yeah. That sounds cool. This isn't gonna last. Oh, it's like... Oh, yeah, it's 7 p.m. Yeah. Not 7 in the morning, 7 p.m. I hate it here. I woke up not that long ago. Anyways, you take a deep breath and rush at the monster. It makes a grab for you, but you dive between its legs, ducking down low. You race over to the mirror and grab hold of the sword, trying to pull it out. It doesn't budge, and the ground shakes as the monster steps towards you. Come on. You give another hard pull, and the sword rips free of the mirror. Power hums through you as you turn to face the shadow, who's nearly on top of you again. The monster swings a massive arm at you, but you slash with your sword. The blade carves straight through the creature, slicing his arm clean off. This thing is amazing. The arm hits the ground, and your sword glows. It sucks in all of the shadows, vibrating with energy as the creature wails. It's like it absorbed out. My bad. Got the mics up there. I was trying to scratch my head where the mic is kind of touching. It's like it absorbs some of the monster's power. I'm apologizing, in case, I don't know, hear some shuffling. I don't know. If you heard nothing, then ignore my apology. While the monster is still stunned, you throw the sword in your hand, and smoke shoots out of it. The tendrils twist around the creature, dig in till you can see the glowing red core at its center. Whoa. The monster bares its teeth at you. The shadows from the rest of his body fill in where his arm used to be, creating a new one before it comes up to the core. Oh, come on. That's not fair. You and Loomis take off running to put some distance between you and the monster. When you glance back, you see it grab a mirror, lift it over its head, and hurl it at you. As As the mirror flies at you, you watch it carefully and time slows. The world around you blurring as you focus. Without thinking, you spread your arms out and clap them above your head. Solace! Immediately, your shield pops up around you and Loomis, and the mirror bounces off harmlessly. That was too close. I was way too close. The monster slams his fist on the ground, glaring at you. You and Loomis stuck behind the mirror, hiding. You dig through your bag, looking for anything to aid you. You find a blue marble you bought from Master. There's a bunch of water here. I bet this marble could help me use it to my advantage. Let's drown this guy. Cool. You step out from behind the mirror, and your grip tightens around the marble. The smoke inside dissipating. Clouds form overhead, and rain begins to pour. The monster trashes as the rain pokes holes in his form, leaking wisps of smoke from the air into the air. Works for me. The cloud begins to clear, and the monster turns back to you, red eyes gleaming. Red smoke flickers out of its mouth and nose, and it charges you again. You quickly look around, notice that the mirrors are made of metal and wood. You reach toward the mirrors with your magic. Let's do this, Loomis. Wow. Your magic twines with Loomis's, and the mirrors shatter. You send sharp pieces of glass flying into the creature, stabbing it. Take that. The monster rips out one of the shards and drops it to the water with a splash. It narrows its eyes at you. I think I just made it angrier. Come on, Loomis. Let's get him again. Link your index and finger. What? Link your index and middle fingers together at your chest and concentrate on the pool. Concentrate on the pool of water surrounding one of the nearby trees. Index and middle. Wait. Index. It's like a closed peace sign. Just think about this, or like side by side, or are they on top of each other? I just realized, because what I was thinking is like making like an OK symbol with those two fingers. But then I realized I'm thinking of like the thumb and middle finger and index finger. Like I'm thinking of the thumb doing that, not. So how? Never mind. I'm thinking too hard. Christina. You separate your fingers, and a thick, sappy rose of resin stretches between them. With a wave of your hand, you send it flying at the monster. Drizzy close to the monster, tangling around it and sticking to its shadowy form. Yes. The monster struggles against the goop, and unable to free itself, it roars. A huge swirling ball of shadows appears in its mouth and comes hurtling toward you. You ready yourself and swing your sword just as the shadow ball approaches. Your blade slices it in half. Phew. The roiling shadows go sailing past you, kicking up wind and sweeping you off your feet. The monster advances on your prone form, but Loomis leaps in front of you. No, you're not strong enough. The monster swipes at Loomis and knocks him to the ground. He whimpers as he struggles to get up, then moves protectively in front of you again. Loomis! As you look over at your familiar, you catch a glimpse of his reflection in the water below. He's so majestic. He looks different, and the water ripples glow. Sorry, what the fuck? He looks different, and the water ripples and glows with magical energy. There's steam covering my screen every so often. So, excuse me for getting a word wrong. an easy word, an easy actual word that people have like seen before and said, you know, because I feel like this book mostly is making up a lot of them. And no, I'm not saying that just because I can't pronounce them. You can use this water to evolve your familiar, so it can help defend you from the monster. Evolve. What was it, Pokemon? Loomis, go into that water. Loomis tilts his head at you. Loomis tilts his head at you before he leaps into the strangely shimmering water. There's a bright flash of light. The steam added dramatic effect for me. Loomis emerges from the puddle, larger than before. His nose hardened with a shiny scale, and his wings fanned out. He was around the monster as a dark cloud forms in the sky. The air crackles, and a bolt of lightning shoots down and strikes the creature. Good boy. Loomis puffs up his feathers at the praise. Come on, Loomis, together. Loomis nods, and you feel a massive surge of power as his magic twines with yours. Whoa. Your whole body glows with a brilliant light and shoots out from you and into the monster. It wails in pain. I'm laughing because the steam is it's just in my face. I'm just waving it away from the screen. Go away. Go away, you. Go away, Casper. That was crazy. The monster surges forward and slams his fist into Loomis. Loomis! Loomis goes flying and drops to the ground with a cry. His eyes droop shut and disappears back to the ether. You stare where Loomis disappeared, heart racing. The monster takes a menacing step toward you, but the sticky material coating his body slows it down. It's still covered in resin. I can end this if I keep it in place or do some serious damage. That's Earth. Where's Earth? Ah! Ah! You channel your magic into the resin, coating the creature's body. Stop. The creature struggles forward, but barely gets a step as the resin around its lower body solidifies. Can't believe that worked. The monster freezes in place entirely, no longer moving. The red monster's eyes and body fades, leaving behind a cloud of empty smoke. Is it over? You watch the creature for a moment more, but nothing happens. You let out a relieved sigh. I'm still alive. Somehow. You look around and get your bearings enough to head toward the mirror leading to Professor Swan's office. I need to get out of here. You hear a soft whisper, like wind moving through the trees. Like wind moving through leaves. There's steam in my eyes. My bad. You turn and look at the shadow monster, which is now leaking black vapor into the air. What? The vapor swirls through the air, gathering into a smoky mass, growing larger. A familiar shape begins to form, and suddenly, there's hair on your screen. It's not my hair, it's wig hair, but it's still. No. The monster lunges at you, but you quickly leap out of the way. You roll back toward the creature, feeling warmth both inside of you. That's enough. Get this hair off my screen. Light bursts out of you, small flares shooting off your body and slamming into the monster. It staggers backward, then tries to lunge again, only to stumble. It has horns. The monster's eyes widen, and it looks around frantically. You take a step forward, and it turns and rushes in the opposite direction. Hey, get back here. You race after it, winding through the strange trees and rocks. You follow it around a wide tree and spot the monster charging directly for a figure. As you look closer, you realize that it's your reflection, except he looks as solid as you are. Not a reflection at all, but a duplicate. The monster tackles your duplicate to the ground. The shadows around it grow and start to overtake him. You channel your magic and conjure a fireball in your hand. You hurl at the creature. Get off of him. The fireball slams into the monster's back, and the shadows around your duplicate recede. The monster retreats with a shriek of pain, staggering backward. You hurry over to your duplicate. Are you okay? Your duplicate scrambles to his feet, watching the monster intently. He's wounded, but not done yet. Brace yourself. Hey, thank you would be nice. Really? We're in a life and death situation. I ain't worried about my manners. While your duplicate speaks, the creature struggles to its feet. The large vortices appear in its hands, and the wind begins howling as they open. You feel yourself getting sucked through them, and a mirror goes flying past you, disappearing into the darkness. Your duplicate shouts to be heard over the noise. We have to work together. I need you to channel your magic into the ground and make a downward slice with your arm. They're like a karate chop. They shout, Johnson. Your feet skid along the ground as the vortices drag you and your duplicate closer. You channel your magic through your feet and swing your arm in a downward slice. In the corner of your eye, you see the duplicate do the same. You see your duplicate do the same. Now I have to shout the right word. Oh God, I gotta type. Consummate. Your duplicate grins at you as you pour your magic into the spell. The ground cracks, bracing out in a jagged line that centers right below the monster. A fissure suddenly opens. The fissure swallows the monster and its vortices and closes without a trace. Is it really gone? As you stare at the space where the monster used to be, you catch sight of an eerie-looking old man standing in the distance. Wait a second. That looks like the guy from the library book I borrowed. I think his name was Rafe Highmore. Before you can say anything, you hear a soft thud and look over to find your duplicate collapse on the ground. Take a step toward him when a massive ball of shadow appears out next to the mirror and it spits out Professor Swan. Professor, you're alive. Yes, it seems like the void didn't like me very much, but you're okay. I was beginning to fear the worst. I'm sorry I couldn't protect you, Elijah. That creature, it was much stronger than I anticipated. It caught me by surprise. She surveys the area, her gaze falling on your duplicate. Oh my goodness, Atlas. Professor, you know him? Of course I do. Wait, he's been following me since I got to Pendergast. When you mentioned a reflection, I thought maybe he was checking in, but I didn't realize he was trapped here. Oh dear. She kneels beside your duplicate, checking his pulse before letting out a relieved sigh. Seems like he's unconscious, but still with us. Professor Swan shakes her head and turns back to you. Let's get out of here. She levitates your duplicate off the ground and brings him to the mirror, with you trailing behind. You both step through it and into her office. Professor Swan sets your duplicate down at one of the chairs, then returns to the mirror you stepped through, tucked away in the back corner of the room. She lifts her hands, which glow softly. We're finally meeting Atlas. In person. Face to face. Not through the mirror. What are you doing? Putting the voice back up. I had to take him down to get to you. We don't want anything coming true. Again. She does a complicated gesture over the mirror, nods to herself, and returns to your side. It looks like you came out of that fight looking alright. There's a couple bumps and bruises, but that's to be expected. No permanent damage though, so it seems all the training is paying off. Yeah, I actually did pretty well, all things considered. I knew from the first moment I met you that you were going to go far. So, can we talk about the elephant in the room? Absolutely. She points at the unconscious student lying on the floor. Who is that? And did you kill her? Huh? No, she's just unconscious. She was trying to help me before. What I meant was... Professor, how do you know him? Like, no, not that elephant down there. We don't talk about her. I mean, the one in the chair. The one that looks like me. Like, let's get to that. You point over at your duplicate, then cross your arms. Swan crosses the room, opens her office door, and gently rolls the unconscious student out. Once the door is closed, she locks it and wipes her palms on her skirt nervously. Oh, that. I admit, I knew more about your situation than I originally let on. But I could tell you weren't ready, so I lied. But I promise I only did that to try and keep you safe. I can't believe you lied to me. Will you at least tell me why? Professor Swan looks at the ground and lets out a heavy sigh. There's so many things you don't understand, Elijah. I didn't want you to get dragged into it all. I knew when you showed up here that something was wrong, but I want you to have a chance to be happy. I guess I didn't do a good job. I know I didn't do a great job. Great. I know you're trying to help, but I can't even trust that you're telling the truth now. You don't have to trust her. At the sound of his voice, you turn toward your duplicate, Atlas, to find him wide awake. But you should trust me. You're joking, right? Every time you show up, it seems like some monster appears and tries to kill me. And that's exactly what I've been trying to warn you about. I'm the one who's been protecting you from the beginning. Why would you do that? You really don't get it, do you? He rises and turns to face you. He pulls a ripped piece of paper out of his pocket and hands it to you. That's the other half of the photo I found. I'm your twin. If it wasn't obvious, just by looking at him. Oh wait, oh. He gave me the picture I was gonna fill in. Like, yeah. No? Okay, fine. Goodbye. Wait, no? Not goodbye? Yeah, okay, see, look, now the picture is filled up. Why didn't it just do that all in one go? Oh my god, the sword up there. I just noticed the sword. Yo. Nice.